Everybody. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Christine Arceo, and I am the accounts payable lead here in finance and temporarily acting as the asset manager. Today, we will be covering the basics of assets in the ServiceNow management platform, and we're going to go over 4 topics specifically. We're going to go over navigating to assets in ServiceNow. We're going to look at how to add an asset, how to transfer an asset, and adding just the basic financial data that will allow us in finance to get the rest of the information added when things become activated. So let me bring up ServiceNow and we can get started. Go. And let me know if you guys can't see my screen. Okay. So for today, we are still in the test environment. ServiceNow doesn't actually go live until October 1st, which is Saturday. So we're getting there. So after today or after Saturday, we're going to go into the production environment, and things may look a little bit different than they do today, but they shouldn't alter too much. It hurries up and loads here. Hopefully my Wi-Fi is not going to give us any issues today. Okay, so this is my home screen on ServiceNow, and let's see here. There we go. Yep, that's my home screen. Yours shouldn't look too much different than this. It will look similar, but it might be different just based on your user profile. I'm assuming that all of you are going to have full permissions as asset authors. So depending on those permission settings, your screens will look a little bit different, but like I said, it shouldn't be too much so. So to create an asset, there's a couple of different ways that we can navigate to that function. We could either scroll down here on the left-hand navigation until you see assets, which is here. Or you can go up here and use the filter navigation and just simply type in assets. So for today, we're gonna just stick to hardware assets. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And this looks fairly similar, I think, to what we're all used to. It will change again, though, after we go live. It will have a little bit of a different look. But to create a new asset, we're simply just going to go up here to the green New tab and click it. And it takes us to our blank page. The red asterisks indicate fields that are mandatory. So we're going to focus on those first. So in the model category, we can go ahead and click on the magnifying glass. For today, what were we going to set up? Get my notes here. Okay, so we are going to, you could either in the model category, you can either start typing manually what you're looking for. In this case, we're going to choose a mobile device. You can either do it that way, or you can come over here to the magnifying glass and search. And then select. And then as far as the model today, let's hit the magnifying glass again. And we'll just go ahead and select this Apple AirPad here, since it's the top of the list. And you notice that my asterisks now have changed to black. That means we've satisfied the requirements for the field. The asset tags, the process for those is not going to change, at least for now. You'll still acquire asset tags the same way that you do today, either in bulk groups of 50 to 100 or individually as you request them. But go ahead and add the asset tag here in this field. So today I'll just make up one with my initials. I have to remember which ones I've already done testing this process. We have our asset tag, and then the state of the asset is going to be determined by whether or not this is an in-stock item or it's going to be put into use right away. For the purposes of this step of the demonstration, we'll just go ahead and put this in stock, which then brings up this field here for stockroom. This is going to be the location of where the asset is currently being held in stock. So for this case, as you'll see, we don't have our real locations in here yet. This is just the test environment. So today we're going to be in San Diego. So go ahead and select the location where that item is kept. And then up here, you'll notice the quantity field has already been populated. Let's see here. And then once you get that, if you have the serial number of the item, go ahead and enter it. In this case, we'll just make up one. And if you have the purchase order or an invoice number, go ahead and go to the financial tab and enter that information as well. Let's go ahead and make up something here. And once you get that information, that's all that's required to get it started. So you can either hit the submit button that's down here, or you can go up here under the right-hand corner and hit submit here. Once you hit submit, it takes you back to this home page where you can either scroll through the pages. Let me get this up. Go scroll through the pages down here to find your asset, or up here we can click on asset tag to do a search. Let's see if I can find 2, 3, 5. This is the device that we went ahead and created just a minute ago. So to move on to our next topic, transferring an asset, let's just suppose for the demonstration today that we're now going to assign this asset to a user. So we'll bring it back up, and under the state, we're going to click on the drop-down menu here, and we're going to switch it to in use, which then changes this field to assign to. Again, you can use the magnifying glass and you could search a name. I'm not sure who's in here. Let's see if I am. No. See if there's anybody in here.
Christine, can you click on your all? There where your filter is, click on all and it will clear out what your current filter.
Thank you. So now I should be able to search something.
And do first name.
First name? Let's make it as Tim's.
He's got last name selected, Chris, as search.
Yeah, so if you just where your search is, if you click on first name and just put name, just put name.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, Tim Dahlberg is going to get this asset, so we'll assign it to him. And then from there, if that's all of the information that you have, we just click the update button up here, either in the right-hand corner or again down here underneath the tab information. And here you'll see that that the system's updated it with the new user. If we needed to update any of the vendor information, if you have that, you can go ahead and do that as well. And just bring it up by the magnifying glass. You can do a search by vendor. In this case, Verizon. We populate the field. Let's see what other fields. Acquisition method is whether it was a purchase or a lease. In this case, it would be a purchase. And your request line here gives us the managing agency. Let's see for text. See if I can. All right, other Christine, give me the trick to this one. Because I don't have the numbers memorized for the departments.
And I don't think I even, we never filled this one out because we didn't fill it out in ESP.
Okay, Tim had
Okay.
it in his
What-
demonstration, so he has magic, I don't.
Yeah, but they reloaded. So
Okay,
something may have been created and it got wiped out. I
Okay.
can say, if you have the invoice, put the invoice number there. If you have the
Yep.
cost, put the cost in. If you know the cost center, definitely put the cost center and the owner of the cost center.
Mhm.
Fill out as much of this information as you can.
Yeah, I don't think we were planning to use the request line. So
Okay.
Again, I think that has to do with if we were purchasing through ServiceNow, you have a request line number and it's on what day did they open the request line number, which is the open field over here. So if Tim had it in there, I'm not sure what he wanted to use it for, but.
Okay, okay, for now, just pretend I didn't even bring up the request line.
Okay.
We'll send out changes if it is a field that we do end up needing to use. But for now, the vendor, the PO number, your invoice number, and cost center are the biggest fields that you can help us get populated. And again, anytime you make changes to any of these, go ahead and hit your update button. That will save all of your changes. So as far as the basic financial information, really what we're looking for is the PO number or an invoice number, because that's going to help us in finance match it up to the payment information, which will come back after the fact and upload and document. It's really not too much different than we're doing now in ESP. So we've covered the adding, how to navigate there, the adding the asset, how to assign changes, transferring an asset, and adding the basic financial information. So that's really covered the basics of it. Does anybody have any questions, or do you want me to go back over any of these, or do another trial run on creating a practice asset?
I believe Melissa has her hand up.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Melissa.
So if we don't have a vendor already in the system, how would we add a vendor in ServiceNow, or do we know?
Christine, do you mind taking that one?
Have we figured that
No,
out yet?
I've got you.
Okay.
So currently we can add a vendor to the company table. And before in ESP, you guys were updating all of the tables. I think for right now, if you just send us a request, send us an email or give us a Teams, we can very easily add it to the tables. And then as we get all of the flows done for the assets, we'll be slowly turning that stuff loose to you guys, and we'll be doing additional training. Okay, I don't want to do, do a full-on release with the editors right now, because we're still working on the whole process ourselves. So just send it to us. Karina and I will be happy to help you with that. And then we can get that into the system for you. It doesn't take but seconds to do, and we'll get those procedures put together so that you guys are able to do that.
Thank you. And Ed, I see you have your hand up as well.
Yes, nice demonstration, but I have one question, and that is for us, a lot of times, well, almost all the time, when we order, say, laptops, we're getting them in bulk. How do you do a bulk so I don't have to go in and do each individual one and do that?
Ooh, I can take that one.
Okay,
So what I will do is you let me know how many you have. I will send you a spreadsheet. You complete the spreadsheet, and then we can load the spreadsheet through a transform map.
Okay, that's easy.
I
Okay,
think
so
that's
so for
gonna be
you,
great.
for you, it will be simply, here's your map, okay? You fill out every line that you possibly can with exactly what I'm asking for, and we'll just load it. Then you can go in after we get it loaded, and it takes like seconds to do. It's going to take you longer than it's going to take me, but then you just go in and you validate all your information.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. I think, Jeff, you were next.
Yeah, question. Are you guys gonna have like how to go through these processes? Because the reason why is like, way back when Jackie Edwards did for like transfer of assets, removal of assets, all that stuff. She went through and did a step-by-step. Are you guys gonna have step-by-step guides of how to do all this stuff? So then
are.
later on, okay.
Yeah,
Because
we
I know
most definitely will. They're in production as we speak.
good, because I hate to say this, but right now my eyes are just glazed over whenever this comes up right at the moment, because there's been so much thrown at us. So that's why it's
Yeah.
like, I ain't gonna remember this come tomorrow until like I keep telling Diana, until I get to play with it, it's all just okay.
Yeah. I completely understand. As you could see, I tripped over my tongue a couple of times going through this, and I've been in there playing with it. So
Yeah,
completely understandable.
so the how-tos or step-by-steps would be tremendously appreciated.
Most
So
definitely.
we should be able to just go right over the ESP step-by-steps, because I mean the process is the same. The screenshots are going to be different, and how we do it is a little different. But step-by-step shouldn't be any different.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah. Kathy?
Hi.
Hi.
So I really like the idea of the bulk ads, where there's a spreadsheet created, because then Ed can add more information to that later if he needs to. I really like that idea. And the other thing is I was wondering, adding the categories. Those categories correlate to our GLs in the system. Do we have a way to do that? Is anyone going to be able to do that, or is that going to be
Melissa, I'm going to
something
let you take
again?
this one. So Melissa, I'm going to let you take this one because it has to do with the general ledgers and how different they're going to be now.
Yeah, they are going to be different. So I think we have a general ledger field, do we not?
Yes,
You do.
I believe we do.
The
Yes.
GL field.
Yeah. So, when
here.
yeah. hmm Yeah. So, I don't have the connection, Kathy Tucci, of how the GLs and the categories, or the category and the GL was connected to the body of work that finance does, other than in the depreciation. Because obviously we're recording to GLs when we pay for the asset. And then when we record the depreciation, we already know our GLs that we're recording depreciation to. So needing that information within ServiceNow, we were going to look at, I believe, after the fact. And we do have the GL field if it's needed.
More questions?
Well, I
Bradley?
don't want to suck up the
Oh.
time right now to talk about it, but okay.
Yeah. Bradley, you have your hand up?
Yeah, so one of the processes that seems might be a little bit different is disposal. Looks like I might actually be transferring some stuff and surplusing some stuff by the end of next month. And so I was kind of curious if we're ready for that, or is that one of those things we're going to fumble through, or because a guide would be nice.
Disposal and surplus are bad words right now. We
Okay,
have
that's what I was
not
afraid of.
gotten to those. We're going to address those after we go live, which again is Saturday. So as soon as we get the system up and going and get everything else running, we are definitely going to take a look at surplus and disposals.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, more later, I guess I should say. Did you have another question, Kathy, or your hand's just still up? Okay. Okay, no other questions, or nobody wanted to do another run through with it, or? Okay, then if there's no more questions, then that concludes the presentation for this afternoon. If you do come up with any questions after, we all jump off and you just think, oh, wow, how are they going to do this? Go ahead and send me an email, me or the other Christine. And if one of us can't answer it, then we will definitely nail down an answer for you and get back to you. And again, I wanted to touch on the surplus thing because I know that that's a big deal for everybody. We will be working on the processes for that and getting some procedures in place so that we can get on top of that. But if there's nothing else this afternoon, I can give you guys back some time. Okay.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, thank you guys. Everybody have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye,
Have a great
everyone.
day.
Bye now.
Bye.